When you've got swallow chicks getting fed in front of you, it's absolutely magical. Oh, this really is a privilege. Just got swallows flying all around me. Well, it's absolute chaos. This is insane. They're literally 5 meters away from me. Well, it's a lovely way to spend a day off, that's for sure. Well, I wasn't gonna vlog today. It's my day off in between groups leaving and coming to the island, and my plan was I wasn't gonna leave the lodge that we're staying in. And to be honest, I've not really gone far, but behind me are some newly fledged swallow chicks that are getting constantly fed by their parents, and I've been on and off in between watching football on telly, going and photographing these gorgeous little birds. So I thought I'd just, God, I can hear them everywhere. But yeah, I thought I'd just take you through a bit of the process, how I've been photographing them and showing you some of the photos. I have to say, I've always noticed that there are a lot of swallows here on the Isle of Mull, but my fortunes with photographing them haven't been wonderful, and I've always wanted to photograph swallows getting fed, but whenever I find them, they're always really high up, usually on telephone wires. So, I mean, these are lower than head height for me, which is magical. So I'll just take you through what I've got. I've got my OM-1 and my 300mm stuck on my tripod, and I'm using a wireless shutter. Very, very lazy, but it does mean that I can just sit down on one of these benches, safe in the knowledge that all I've got to do is see when the swallow's getting fed and hold down the shutter button. It's lovely photography. Right, let's get some photos. I don't know if you'll be able to catch this, but they've all landed right in front of me. We've got the adult, and I think 3 of the 4 youngsters. There we go, just coming in to feed. So this is what I'm capturing. Well, it's absolute chaos. This is insane. They're literally 5 meters away from me. I might even have to move back, which is not normally an issue you have with photographing birds. Right, well, now as long as they don't move, I can go and sit on a lovely bench and wait and see what photos we can get. Here we go, here we go. Success. Another one. There we go again. Glorious. Right. What I found is quite important, or what I'm finding quite important, is because we've got such stationary subjects, well, not stationary subjects, but subjects that are staying still for a large portion of time, you can really work on your framing, your composition, and trying to get as many different photos of what is essentially the same scene. So I'm going to move my camera over there, and rather than getting side on, I want to try and get completely front on and see what that looks like. Let's see. I'll take you through the rough settings that I'm using. I am using a 2,000th of a shutter speed, wide open on the aperture, and just configuring the ISO as to what it needs to be for the correct exposure. I'm not really that bothered about if it has to go above 2,000, 2,500. Whatever gets me the nice sharp shot that I want. I've also, for once, got my camera set on 50 frames per second, which I try and not do so much because you just end up with hundreds of exactly the same photo. But because these move so quickly, I just want to give myself as many options as possible. Well, I've just had about 5 different visits in, I don't know, 10 minutes. So it's going very well currently. We've got all 4 sat on this metal wire fencing. And what I've decided to do is just move the camera into portrait again, just to try something a little different. It's the same scene, but just trying to get as many different looks to a photo as possible, even though it's exactly the same scene. The good thing is, because they're flying now, well, practicing flying, they do often move from perch to perch. So if I show you, I've been able to get footage and photos of them on this red wooden fence here, and then where they currently are, which is this metal wire fencing here. And because we've got all of this greenery behind, it's just been about playing with different compositions, seeing if I can get some of the mountains as the background, seeing what it looks like with, well, yeah, the ferns as the background as well. All sorts. And I cannot tell you how rewarding it is. Usually I don't find things that are this easy, this rewarding, but when you've got swallow chicks getting fed in front of you, it's absolutely magical. Oh, this really is a privilege. I've just got swallows flying all around me, and I've been getting to see the youngsters just slowly getting their wings ready, flapping around, constantly stretching out their wings, doing little test flights. Well, it's a lovely way to spend a day off. I wish I could show you just how beautiful this place is by using my drone, but unfortunately it's decided to stop working. This, honestly, the view is wonderful. I've been here 2 summers running now at this lodge, and I think I almost take it for granted, but being out here spending time with these swallows and just looking around, I do feel incredibly lucky. The light is starting to get quite low now, and the activity levels have definitely decreased, so I'm probably going to call it a day for this video. I've got about an hour to go and sort myself out before the next group turns up for the 2nd week of a tour around the Isle of Mull. I'm very much looking forward to it, although the weather, I'm not sure if it's going to play ball this week. We shall see. This has been so much fun and a very, very relaxing way to do some wildlife photography. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then a like, comment and a subscription would be lovely. But for this video, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!